Hey, 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 hello everyone. How are you guys doing? Let me know if you can hear me. Let me just check. Yeah, I think we are live and you guys are able to hear me. If everything looks well, just give me a thumbs up in the chat and I'll know that everything works well and I'll get started. Let me just change the background image meanwhile. All right. So yeah, how have you guys been? I couldn't stream last week, and my apologies for that. But I got caught up in some, with some personal work, and I couldn't stream. But well, the good news is that I'm back now, and hopefully I won't miss a stream from here on. If I will, I'll just let you guys know through our social media channels, like I did last time. And if you guys have just joined in, then please make sure to like the stream because it helps us to, reach a wider audience and it just feels good, just seeing some likes on the video. It doesn't harm and it costs you nothing. So, yeah, if you are viewing it right now, just go ahead and hit the like button. And before we actually, get into um, the topic for today, I would just like to do some discuss some casual things with you guys. Like I don't know what's the situation for people outside of India, but it in India right now the situation is really alarming. And if you just go out, talk to your friends, watch the news, then you actually just get depressed because everything around you is just so it's just in such a bad condition that you can't even you know I can't even tell you about what things I've seen in the past few days. They're really traumatic. But yeah, the thing is that they're calling it the second wave, the fourth wave. I don't know which wave is it, but definitely this time it's more severe than the last one because what's happening is that last time when this virus came in and there was this it was spreading. What happened was no one like in my close vicinity, like not no one, like there were only a few people in my close circle that I heard that I personally knew, and they got COVID or some of their family members got COVID. There were people definitely, but the number was not that huge. But this time around, what's happening is that a lot of people I know, a lot of my own family members, and my friends, their family members, everyone is someone or the other is affected by this time. So that is why I believe, yeah, the situation is a bit worse as compared to the last time, but we'll get over it as like always. So yeah, just wanted to share that with you, that that's what's going on currently outside. And yeah, we're just trying to cope up with it and try and do our best. I happened to visit a hospital, and I can't even begin to tell you what I saw there. But yeah, let's leave that aside, and let's come to today's topic, which is creating quick links for your custom skills. Actually, that's one of the things that we'll be discussing today. The main topic is we'll be exploring some of the new Alexa features which are launched. And when I say new Alexa features, I mean some features which might be launched, say, somewhere about a month back, 2 months back, some which I haven't even heard an official announcement about. But I've just today I saw some changes in the console. So I thought, yeah, maybe, and that feature is really interesting because that is something which I was waiting for since a long time now. So yeah, I'm really excited about the other feature that we'll be discussing in the later half. For now, let's just get started with the quick links for Alexa, which is our topic number one. So let me quickly change my screen. And meanwhile, if once again, I would like to remind you, if you guys go ahead and like the stream, that would be great. And if you guys can hear me well, just let me know in the chat section. Don't get scared, I won't bite you if you just write something in the chat. And as always, this session is open for any kind of questions that you have. Feel free to go ahead and ask them, and I'll be accommodating those comments and questions somewhere in between and addressing them and try and answer them as quickly as I can. Right now I can see there are some viewers, but there are still like zero likes. Oh, there's just one like just came up. So yeah, like at least match the likes to the number of viewers. I know that the number of viewers are not that large, but still even a few likes would be great. Hey, Shubham is here. Hey Shubham, how are you doing? I'm good. I'm good, man. It's been tough time lately, but yeah, I guess we're all coping up with it, and we're doing our best. So yeah, I'm good. And Shubham says audio and video is fine. Thanks a lot, Shubham. That's what I was waiting for, because I don't want to create. It shows me okay in the OBS, but at times I just blunder things, so I didn't want to do that. I'll just change it to Chrome. Where is it? Okay. Okay. Yeah, now I suppose you must be able to view my browser. And yeah, this is our topic number one for today, which is actually both the topics that we are going to discuss today are really special to me. I decided not to do a development stream and do this kind of a stream, because these are the two things that I've been waiting for a long time. Like this particular topic, topic number one, focuses mostly on the discoverability issue. And if you've seen me in any of the any of the other live streams or any other platforms that where I'm active, I always keep discussing this with people, that what are we doing about the discoverability problem, how are we going to solve it, because for me that's one of the major problems which, not if not solved, uh, can actually hinder the growth of these voice platforms by a huge margin. And the two things that have now come up, the first one is actually really helping a lot in the uh, in the with the discoverability issue. And I've discussed with this some people, and some few months back, I think somewhere in the middle of the I happened to have a chat with Sarah, who is the founder and chief content officer for Matchbox. Matchbox makes some really great content, and she told me that they were experimenting at that point of time. It just came out in beta, and they were experimenting with a few things. I don't know. I haven't had a chat with her again to know how exactly did the experiment go, but I do know that there were people were trying this thing around, and this looks really promising. So yeah, I hope more and more people start using it, and it really becomes a channel to solve the discoverability issue. So let's quickly have a look and see what I'm talking about. So this is quick links, and the link for this documentation is right there in the description section if you want to watch it. This is the basic documentation that you can go through in order to understand. I'll just go through it, take an overview of what is included, what you can do with it, and all of that. So the first thing that I can see is the availability and the requirements, right? So the availability tells us that on which platforms can you use it right now. So the devices, as you can see over here, it supports all of the Echo devices: Echo Tap, Echo Dot, Echo Show, Echo Spot, and even the Fire TV. So you can say it covers the entire family of Echo devices. So you can use this feature to market your skill on any of these devices. The only device that I see is missing out from this list is the mobile phone. So for smartphones, this feature is not yet available, and I can clearly see some reasons for that, because previously where I saw this feature come out is in the Alexa mobile app itself. So you had that small button in the Alexa mobile app where you could just click on that button, and that would just trigger the skill on your Alexa app, not on the Alexa app, actually on the Alexa device. So I think that's the reason it's a bit complicated. Like, the Alexa app is the app as well as the interface, so can be a bit confusing. I guess that's the reason it hasn't been included yet, but I'm hoping that will be included soon. The next thing is the locales for which is available. So I would just let you guys, whoever you're building the skill for, whichever market you're building it for, just make sure you go to the documentation section and check out the locales which are there. Before proceeding forward, I forgot that I would like to also give you a summary of what quick links is and what is it all about. So the thing is that for a long time, the only way to invoke a skill on an Alexa device was to first of all enable the skill on your device, on your Alexa app, then go to your device and say the invocation name. For example, if your skill name is uh, Sweet Stories, so you would say Alexa, open Sweet Stories, and using the invocation name, the you would actually trigger it and open the skill. But that can be a lot confusing in two cases. One, if the skill name is not that common and people can easily tend to forget it. If that does not exactly match with something, like if there are sleep sounds and the skill name is sleep sounds, it can be easy to remember. But if it's some soothing meditation music or something like that, someone might just forget what the name of the skill was. So for those reasons, that was a challenge. And the other thing was that, just give me a second. The other thing was that if two skills had the same name, then again it became a challenge. You had to search for the right skill, then go to your Alexa device, invoke the skill. And at times I've seen that people were trying to invoke my skill, but there were skills with the same name which other people had, and those skills got in started getting invoked. So those were some of the challenges which had to be addressed, and to address them, Amazon has introduced this new functionality called quick links. And using this, what you can do is you can create a link for your Alexa skill and share that link with others. So you can either use it uh, in a marketing campaign, or you can just share it on WhatsApp, share it on other social media platforms, share this link with your friends. What happens is when they click on this link, they are taken to a web page, and on that web page they actually get an option to to choose the device on which they would like to trigger that skill, and they can also choose to trigger the skill later on. So I'll quickly show you you know how you can do that. But yeah, this is an overview of what quick links is about. And when you click on that, when you select the device, then the skill automatically gets triggered on your device. This was also a case for several, like I don't know what exact use case can fall into it, but there were people who had inquired about this kind of a feature before. Basically they wanted an external trigger to invoke the skill, and I think this is one of the best ways to do that now. So yeah, let's carry on with the documentation. So the locales, as I said, whichever region you're building the skill for, just make sure you go through this documentation, confirm that your locale is available, and then go ahead. Some of the requirements that are there for using this feature is that your skill should be certified and published on the skill store. So this means that for the skills which are currently in development, you can't really use this feature. So that's a bummer. But I guess most people really don't want to market their in development skills. There will only be a 1 or 2% cases where you would ideally like to do that, because you would not be publishing your skill for some reason. But for most other cases, like for the 99% other cases, this works really fine, because you must have published your skill and now you want to market it. The other requirement is that you can't use it for the pre you know s- s- for skills which are built using the blueprints, or the templates which are defined by Amazon. So in order to use this feature, your skill needs to be a custom skill, right? So that's the other requirement that you have. The third thing that we have is you can't use this feature for child directed or HIPAA compliant skills. And this I've seen is the case for most of the things which are new, and which Amazon doesn't want to go wrong in any way. So HIPAA compliant skills and child directed skills are something which Amazon has always been really uh, what do you say, not that open about to just give out features to those kind of skills. It really restricts the kind of features that are available to them, and I can completely understand that. So yeah, if you're using any child directed skills, even then you can't really use this feature. Let's now get started with the actual URL building process, quick link building process, and the process is fairly simple. You see this syntax over here. So this is how a dummy link would look like, and what you need to do is just copy this and replace a few parts in this with the uh, with the correct information from your skill, and you would get a URL which then you can use to market the skills. So I would just copy it, open up a new tab, and just paste it in the new tab. Right, here I have the URL. Now I need two things in this URL. If you can see over here, one is the skill ID, and the second one is the domain name. So the domain name, you can find the whole domain name list, and if you're using Amazon, you must also be knowing that Amazon has different domain names for different regions. For example, for India we use amazon.in, for US they use amazon.com, and so on. So just identify your domain that you're trying to market with, and use that. And the other thing is the skill ID. So I'll show you where to get the skill ID from. So firstly, let me just replace the domain over here with .com, and then I would just open up the Alexa developer console, and I don't currently have any skills right here, but I would just change and show you where exactly you can find the skill ID. So I'll use a different skill ID, which is you know using a published skill for my which is published from my personal account. Oh, I guess there is nothing in this account. Oh, here it is. So any skill that you build, you will see copy skill ID option below every skill that that you have on your console. So currently this skill is in development. So copying this skill ID won't really make any sense for me. So I'll just copy the skill ID from one of my live skills on the other dashboard. But if you have any skill which whose status is live, so just go ahead and click this button, copy skill ID, and your skill ID would be hey Shubham, is your mic shaking? My mic is not shaking, but it was a little far away. Is it any better now? Just let me know if the issue continues. I guess I'll have to do something about my mic because it has been giving me issues lately. But yeah, I hope it's better now. So I'll just continue. So you need to copy your skill ID from here and just replace it with the placeholder that we have in the URL. So as I said before, I won't be using this skill ID since the skill is in development right now. So I'll just go to my other console, copy the skill ID, and just get back to the URL and paste it. Okay, now I have pasted the URL, and if I just press enter, you would see that a web page would open up. So this also requires, I am assuming that it also requires you to sign in into your Alexa, not just your Alexa developer console, but also your Alexa account on the web. So you can do that by going to alexa.amazon.com. But even if you are, if you're not logged in via that, it will give you a prompt to do that. In my case, since I have already logged in, it didn't give me any any login page or prompt to login, but directly reached this page. So yeah, this is one of the skills that I built nearly around 3 or 4 years back at the very beginning, when Alexa was launched in India. What I was doing was I was just building some fact skills. So this is one of those, and the skill name is Fun Fact About Guns. So this skill, if you really want to trigger this skill, what you can do, like I have this account connected with my Echo Show device, and as you can see, it shows me two options over here. I'll just increase the font size. So the first option is to directly trigger it on one of my devices. Right now I only have one device connected to this account, so it only shows one. But if I have multiple devices connected, it would show up all devices over here. The second option that we have is try it later, which would send a notification to the Alexa device, and a user, if for example they are not at home and they receive your link somewhere outside, but they really want to try out that skill. So what they can do is just select send a notification from here, and when they get back home, they would see a light on their on their device, which would tell them that there is a notification, and they can just try it out. So what I would do is I would just demonstrate both of these right now. So let's just go ahead with the first one. I'll unmute my Alexa device. Alexa, what's the time?
It's 9:53 p.m.
I'll just reduce the sound a bit. I guess you are able to hear Alexa's sound. So I'll just click on this, and then the process would start.
Ready to try the skill Fun Facts About Guns?
Yes.
Here is the skill Fun Facts About Guns, launched from the web or a mobile device. Russian astronauts take guns into space to protect themselves against bears if they land off course.
As you saw, that was an interesting fact, right? that Russian astronauts just take a gun to the space. I didn't know that. And if you use this wonderful skill, that you would, then you would just come to know about more of such facts about guns. So as you saw, it not only launched the skill but also informed the user that this skill was launched from the web. So it's like, it's giving the user complete information about uh, where exactly, which environment, using which environment was the skill launched and everything. And they're able to use this skill like any other skill. So this invocation mechanism is a direct invocation, which is like if you use this particular URL that I just showed you, then what it would do is it would just launch the skill. It would not perform any other task or action, but simply just launch the skill as any invocation, as it would do with any other invocation. So yeah, that's case number one, how we can do it. I would now just open the URL again, and again it would just show me. Shubham says, I didn't know that. Shubham, even I didn't know that, before making that skill. But yeah, you should just check out that skill. It has some really fun facts which you must not be aware of. So good for some time pass. But yeah, let's just continue. The second method that we have is the try it later method, which sends a notification to your device. So let's try this method now and see what happens when we do that. So right now I've done that and I'm waiting for the notification on my Alexa device. Did you hear that sound? So I just saw a notification in front of me on my Echo Show device. Alexa, what's my notification?
One new notification. From Alexa Skills, earlier, you said you wanted to try fun facts about guns. Ready to try it now?
Yes.
The company Daisy Outdoor Products sold windmills and gave a complimentary BB guns with every purchase. The BB guns became so popular that they stopped selling windmills and started selling BB guns.
See, another interesting fact. A company was, making windmills, and they were just giving out guns as a complimentary gift. And later on, they figured out that, that was a more viable business. So they just completely shifted their business to making guns. How interesting is that, right? So yeah, using this, I've also demonstrated the second method of launching using within quick links. So as you just saw, these are the two straightforward methods using which you can market your skills better, make it reach a larger amount of audience, and when people click your link, they would just be taken to a web page which can using which they can trigger the skill. So that was how this quick links work. There is more to it, but we won't be getting, like, I don't have more demos for you regarding this particular use case, because I understood that that is a topic for another stream, and maybe some some upcoming tutorials can be based on that, because what I saw, what I'll take you through in the later part through that. So let's just go through the documentation again for what's remaining. Customer experience, we just saw that there are two options. One is launched from the web and the other one is launched an Alexa notification. So we tried out both of these things. Account linking with quick links. So let's take the example where you have a skill and it requires account linking in order to work, and that's a mandatory requirement, right? Whenever a user Raghunathan Sundarshan, hey, sorry if I just pronounce your name wrong. Hey Raghunathan, how are you? Just if you have any questions, yeah, just feel free to ask it in the chat section. I would be happy to answer them. And also, if you guys have just joined in, we're just looking at some new features for Alexa, and yeah, while I just display those features, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the chat section. And also, if you just like the stream, that would be really awesome of you. So I would really appreciate that. So please go ahead and uh, please go ahead and do that. Okay, so yeah, I was talking about account linking with quick links. So what it does is, if you have a skill and it requires account linking, and you can't proceed further without doing that, so it offers a flow for that as well. So when you would just invoke the skill using the web console, it would straight away first take you to the account linking process, and once you complete the account linking process, it would then trigger the skill on your device. So yeah, that's how it works for account linking, skills with account linking. And if the account linking process is not mandatory, then it does not ask the user to do the same, and it just takes them, launches the skill as I just showed. Also, there is this passage here which you must read, and it says that if you are trying to do this from your mobile app, like you have a banner on your mobile app, and if users click on that, they would be taken to your skill, to this quick links. What would happen is that the user would be required to log in to their Alexa account again. So in order to make the process more process smoother for users, what they recommend is to use app to app account linking. And once that process is completed from your mobile app, they recommend that you then send the user to the quick link URL, and not before that. Okay, so I just went out of focus. Yeah, so Raghunathan has a question. He says, I made a variable with number value. How to make Alexa speak out that variable value? So if I get your question correct, then what you're trying to do is you have a variable and you've assigned a value. For example, the value is the number, the year, right? So it's 2021. But how Alexa is speaking it right now is 2021, right? And what you want to do is you want to make it speak it out as digits. uh, just let me know if I'm assuming it correct, and if you want to speak it out as digits as 2021, if that is what if what your question is, then you should be using SSML. And for any other such requirements, like you know using speech output, you're directly whatever you have in in the speech output variable, it would be spoken out, right? But if you want to change the tone of it, or change how exactly is it spoken out, then you should definitely check out SSML. Okay, Raghunathan says I'm getting it wrong, and it's not like that. So what is it like? I'll just keep on assuming things. So right now, I think you are assigning that variable value as a number. So by a number, you mean that it is an integer value. And if that is the case and Alexa is not speaking that out, then I would recommend you change it from integer to a string, because the speak output that Alexa can speak is has to be string only. And if you assign an integer to it, then it would not speak it out. You say how to make it speak the variable value changes according to each user. So yeah, it doesn't really matter if the variable value keeps changing for each user. Like at the time when the skill is triggered, in your skill code itself, the value would be assigned and changed, right? Like before you create the speech output, you can do any sort of calculations above. You can even call an API using which you can fetch that value, and just assign that value to your speak output, and it would just speak it out. Just let me know if I am still not getting it the right way, and you can just reach out to me on LinkedIn or on Twitter. Directly just DM me over there, and maybe we can get over a short call, or we can have a chat there, and maybe I can understand your issue better, and explain it in a way that helps both of us save some time. So yeah, I would not be continuing with that request for now. But yeah, you can just post that question over here, and just send me a message on any of the social platforms. and I would be happy to assist you over there. All right, let's move on with the documentation for now. And really sorry, Raghunath, but I feel other people are also watching it right now, and they are watching it for the other content. So I'll not spare more time for this right now, but definitely take it on later. So last thing that we have over here is quick link analytics for your skill. So quick link analytics is like if you have made a quick link for your skill and you want to market it, but you also want to know how exactly which platforms are doing well. Suppose you have five other channels like mobile, web, and whatnot, and you want to see which platforms are actually doing well. So you can do the same. You can do the same by using this analytics thing. This works really well for custom tasks, and that is the next thing that I would just give you a brief upon and not dive deep into. But if you use custom tasks, then using this particular parameter and also some other parameters, you can actually track which exact sources are doing really well. So yeah, that is for how you can capture the analytics for the quick links. The next thing is create quick links for your custom task. I won't be diving deep into it today, but I would just give you an overview of what this exactly is. So similar to what we did right now, what we did was we just created a URL which triggers the skill directly, right? Uh, but what if you want to trigger a specific aspect of your skill? Say, for example, you want to trigger uh, an intent which is new, like you have just launched a new feature in your Alexa skill, and you want to market that. So you can create a custom task for your skill, and then create a quick link for that custom task and share it with others. What that would do is similar to what we did right now. One people would click on that link, instead of taking them to uh, you know launching the skill, taking them to the launch of the skill, they would actually be taken to the launch of that particular intent, and directly that would be triggered. It can be really useful. uh, it can be really useful in cases where if you have a trivia skill and you are trying to add some new topics to the trivia skill, then it can come in really handy over there. And if you have some if you have a skill like song quiz and you've added some new songs to it, then you can not actually new songs but a new song category to it. So what you can do is you can just promote it via a quick link and let people know that you've added a new category, and people can just directly trigger that. So that is what custom tasks are all about, and quick links for custom tasks are all about. I would definitely try to, like, right now I don't have any skill which is public and which has custom tasks. So I would just try and publish a skill and then use it. So hopefully in some of the future live stream or maybe a tutorial video, I would cover this aspect. uh, okay, the other topic that I had was it's just another overview, and it is APL for smartphones. So this is something which I actually came to know about from Twitter, and when I actually uh, when I actually had a look at it, I really found it to be fascinating because there were two or three different uh, what do you say, different resolutions which are available, and that's really exciting. So I would just open up the developer console and I would just show that to you. Actually, for that, and also to refer to one other thing that we would be doing today, I would just create a new skill maybe. Okay, so if you just go to console thanks for referring our templates. So yeah, Shubham is right. If you really, we have some great tutorial videos on our channel, and we also have some templates which are available out there. So I'll just copy a link to those to our GitHub page and paste it in the chat. So yeah, feel free to just check them out, and you can if you just search for Python, you can just find out some of our templates right there for Python, and maybe they'll help solve your issue. And as I said before, if still your issue is not getting resolved, you can reach out to us via social media channels, and we would be happy to help. So yeah, what I wanted to display, show you guys is, if you scroll down, so if you're using APL and you've built APL templates and other stuff before, so you would know that using the simulator you can view your APL templates right here. So you see this drop down menu over here. Usually it only used to show you sizes for the different Echo Show devices, but today if you just click on it and if you scroll down, you would see that there are three different dimensions which are available for mobile devices, which are mobile small, mobile medium, and mobile large. So I suppose they are for different sizes of mobile phones, as well as they should be covering tablets. So this is really exciting, and the reason I say that is because Echo Show devices can be expensive for some people, and it can be that people don't really want to buy that device and keep it at one particular place. Also, what I've seen is people want a more portable device. Well, now it is possible to do so, and I guess the best way would be to get an iPad or a tablet, a cheap Android tablet, and just install the Alexa app on that. And when you use an Alexa skill on that right now, and the developer has actually added support for the APL for mobile, what would happen is, instead of the old cards that we used to see, the old boring cards, we would now be able to get full-fledged APL content, and you would be able to click on it and tap on those icons and all the screen interface, and do all of those things which you were only able to do via a regular Alexa device, an Echo Show device. So I think this is really awesome, because I've seen that Alexa comes pre-installed in a lot of mobile phones these days, and also a lot of tablets. I guess Lenovo has some kind of an exclusive partnership, and I've seen Alexa enabled tablets in some office buildings, office compounds, and premises like that. So I think over there now companies can really start building full-fledged skills, uh, using which can which can take full advantage of APL. So yeah, I just wanted you guys to know that if you're building skills, make sure if you're using APL, you also include these sizes from here on, because that's really interesting. All right, that leaves us with another 15-20 minutes. So I'll just take another question and then move to the last topic that we have for today. Harshit, hey Harshit, how are you doing? Harshit says, I am unable to find can fulfill intent in my console. It is supposed to be in the interfaces option, but it's not. Okay, I don't use that, a lot, but I would just try and maybe find it. Give me a second, and maybe I'll just show it up on my screen where exactly you can find the can fulfillment intent option. I guess it should be somewhere in tools. I guess permissions, but you never know, it can also be in models. No, okay, not in permissions. I would go to model, just check out all the options which are over there. No, okay, it's also not in models. Last thing is interfaces. Yeah, so if you go to interfaces on the left hand side and just scroll down, then you can find the can fulfill intent request right here, and just enable it and start using it. I hope that was what your. Okay, you also say in your comment that it should be in the interfaces option, but it's not there. So just curious to know, Harshit, what kind of a skill are you building? Like, are you building a custom skill, or are you building a skill like a smart home skill or some other skill using a blueprint? Because I believe it might not be available in a blueprint, but I have always seen it in a custom skill. So yeah, I really don't know if it's not showing up for some people. What's the issue in that case? Also, one thing that I forgot to tell you guys is that I had two published live skills, which I was trying out quick links with, and with one of the skills that I just showed you, uh, it works, but for the other skill that is also live, and it wasn't actually working. So I think even in 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 the case of quick links, you can have some sort of issues, and if you face issues, then don't worry, maybe Amazon is working on it, and they would just resolve any bugs that are there pretty soon, and it would be, it would work effortlessly for everyone. Harshit says you have it, but it's not showing in my skill. Hey Harshit, that's really interesting to know. Uh, we actually have for Alexa India, we have a Slack channel, and I think this would be a really good question for the Slack community, because they are official representatives from Amazon right there. It looks like some kind of a bug to me, or I don't know if the feature is only available to limited developers. But in any case, I would recommend that you just post out this query in the Slack channel, and also again you can just reach out to me via the social media channels. We can do a small screen share, and maybe I can have a look and try and understand what this is, because this really looks interesting. But for now, my assumption is that this is just some kind of a bug, and it would just be resolved. Yeah, he's Harshit says can fulfill is in beta, so it is possible that he has not got it till now. Harshit, can definitely that can be a case. So yeah, as I said, I'm not too sure about it, but I think if you just post out that query in the Slack channel, you can get a better answer for this from direct representatives of Amazon, and you can know for sure why is it not showing up on your console. So all right, what else do we have? What we have is I'll go to the code section, and actually this is the other thing I was talking to you guys about, which I am actually really excited about, and I'll tell you the reason for that. We have some premium templates that we sell to our customers, and even anyone including you guys can buy those templates. What used to happen was that those templates were private GitHub repos, and the the only way to install those templates was either to make a copy of it, make that public, and use the import functionality while creating a skill, or the other option was to download the whole code and make all of these files. Like, you see all of these files right here, you were required to build each and every file, and then actually you know uh, replace the content of each and every file with the content that you have on GitHub. And that was really tiring for users, and I didn't feel that that was the right way to go for those kind of private skills, because it adds some layers of tasks, and especially non-techie people don't really like that sort of stuff. So now there is an import code functionality that you can see right on top over here, that now it is finally available. So you don't really need to import the whole skill package every time, including the front end and the back end. if you just want to import the backend from one skill to another, from one place to another, you can directly do that. And I think that's a really cool feature. It was always present in the AWS console. So initially when I started building skills using AWS Lambda, I used to use this feature a lot. What you could directly do is just download the zip package from Lambda and just import the code directly into any new skill that you were building. But for Alexa hosted skills, that just became an issue, and there was no workaround for that. So like I don't know when was this feature exactly launched, because similar to the APL for smartphones thing, I haven't seen any official announcement or documentation available for this functionality right now. But I did happen to check out this feature, and what you can do is if you just click on import skill, and if you just download the skill, like I'll do this for instance, I would just download this. So what I'm doing right now would just replace this skills content, but yeah, you can do it for for any other use case. You can also, one interesting use case can be to migrate your skill code from AWS Lambda to Alexa hosted. So if you are a developer like me who used to build on the AWS Lambda console, and for some reason you want to shift to the Alexa hosted environment, then now the process is actually very simple. And you can just download the zip file and upload it here. So I would just show you. See, I've downloaded this file. You can see it on the bottom left. Actually, you can't see it. It's available on the bottom left corner. I just downloaded it. Now what I'll do is I'll click on import code. I would click on browse. And I would just select the latest zip file that I've downloaded and just click on next. What it would do is it would just show me the whole list of files which I can now import. So I just select all the files, and as you can see, it shows me the whole directory structure, like Lambda. Inside of Lambda there is Lambda function, and as you can just confirm by seeing the left side of my screen, that the format remains the same. So yeah, it has all of those. And the other files like the interaction models, the assets, and the skill.json, you can't select them, and they're already they are just what do you say, blanked out, or you can't really select them. So this only works for the skill code. So even that's a good thing, that even by mistake you won't be including any unnecessary files. So just do that, click on next, and it says overwrite over here because I have all the files with the same names which are already existing. But even if you have a blank slate over here, you have nothing, it would just import all of these files. And just by clicking on the import skills functionality, it says code import successful. I guess it did it so quickly because it was just merely replacing the old code with the same code. But if it were any other piece of code, I think it would just take some time and do that. So yeah, this is something that I really like now, and I can make some really simple tutorial videos for our clients, using which they can just copy and paste the interaction model, and then they can just import the skill code using this button, unlike previously where they had to make each and every file and copy the code. So yeah, that's all I had to discuss in this stream for today, and that's all the topics that we had. I had a few other tips and tricks, some other third party tools that I wanted to discuss, but in the interest of time I would just leave it for some other day. And if you have any questions, we still have around 5 minutes. Just feel free to post them, and I'll just answer them. And Raghunath, if you're still here, maybe we can take up your query now as well. So Harshit Sharma says, okay, I think the bug is you cannot enable the can fulfill after your skill is live. I checked some of my in-dev skills and there I have the skill fulfill. Okay. Yeah, Harshit, that can definitely be a case, and I guess the issue is that you must be able to see two options for your publish skill, right? One would be with that green button which would say live, and there would be a copy of it just below that which would say in development. So I think what you need to do is the skill, the copy skill which says in development, you need to go there, enable the can fulfill intent, make those changes in your skill code and do all of that, and then republish it. Once you republish it, I think that would be enabled, and that option would come into effect. I guess that is the reason that you were not able to see it in with the live skill. And that would also be the case for the quick links, I suppose. Even for quick links, I think for custom tasks in quick links, what we need to do is, if we are building any new custom task, we need to republish the skill every time we add a new task to it. So yeah, the Amazon always requires recertification for for several things, and this is one of them. Okay, Harshit says there are two options, but there is no can fulfill in either of them. Harshit, that's really strange, because for a live skill, how would a user then enable it? That really feels strange to me, because I understand that the option might not be available for the skill which is live, but the copy of it, the option should be available there, because how else is a user supposed to add functionality to the skill? So if someone has a very famous skill which has been live for a long time, and they want to add this can fulfill functionality to it, they shouldn't be limited, you know with not using this. This is a good point that you raise. Next time I have a chat with any of the folks from Amazon, I would definitely pick this up and see what's their opinion on this, and definitely try and get back to you. So yeah, I guess if you have any other questions, let me know. Otherwise, that's all we had for today's live stream, and I would most probably just make a quick 5 or 10 minute video on using quick links and publish it tomorrow. So for anyone, if you want to again go through the quick links later on, then you can just go through that smaller tutorial video, and that's the format. We have new tutorial videos coming out every Monday and Thursday, so make sure you check them out. And we have live streams every Wednesday and Friday. Wednesdays are live streams for Python, which is done by me, and on Fridays there's a live stream by Sohini, and Sohini uses Node.js to develop skills. So yeah, if you are a Node.js developer as well, make sure to check out Sohini's stream. So that's all from my side for this video, and thank you all for joining in. I really enjoyed this session, and it really feels good when there are questions coming in the chat, and we are able to help out each other. So keep doing that, and keep coming to the live stream. I will see you guys in the next one. Till then, have a good day. Goodbye.